Okay, action.
Should it be the other direction?
If you want to.
Aren't we usually doing it that way?
Yeah, when we upload to YouTube.
Okay, so there's many choices in every situation. We just have to be in a neutral place where we can acknowledge these situations. So in that moment, it was, in your mind, it was, no, I'm not leaving, or yes, I'm gonna leave because they asked me to. The other option is, okay, I recognize that this is a heated moment. I really would love to know how you did this, but I'm gonna step out. Will you tell me after we eat or something like that? Because you genuinely wanted the information, right? But then let's just always add in that other option that gives you what you need by also allowing the person asking for their energetic space to be recognized as well, to give them what they need. So we have a beautiful, just really give energy, you know? Harmony. So this is
I guess the way I was interpreting it in the moment was like, it was just not being considerate of, I had just walked in there, so I wasn't sure of all of the other surrounding things, but like, I know it happens often where you can get high strung or similar.
Overstimulated.
So I just didn't take it as seriously, I guess.
Okay,
And
that's another good reflection.
Yeah.
To be aware of.
Yeah.
Other people's energetic buttons, their energetic field. And I would say most of the time, her overstimulation happens while she's in the kitchen. Mine too.
Yeah.
I can easily go from great to, okay, everyone out. Because there's when you're cooking, there are so many details you're having to be responsible for. And when a bunch of people are in the way and you're having to move around and try to be nice, it's it's a lot. And so you kind of just boil over. And then that's what happened. And I could feel it happening. And I was maybe, but at the beginning you were really cool.
Yeah.
You were stepping over and I was okay, maybe I'm just going to let her use her voice. But then it got too much, and so I had to speak for her. And so it was just right when you got in there.
Well, I think that it's really important for Carolina to speak about her experience.
Okay, guys.
Just have to step in there.
Why everyone wants to step in? I felt so helped because I took the mushroom. So I felt really I felt so grounded and so happy, and so actually I was in a good,
Yeah, you were good and cuddly.
Yeah, so it was, and then it started slowly, first a little bit, and then it was so fun, and I wouldn't say anything because, you all experienced this, so you have your own, and it was funny. And as it got more to the point where, I started to cook, really, it's hot, and I started sweating, and then still I didn't know. Yeah, the thing with the boundaries, it was way over. And then I was okay, guys, it's too much. And then you said, okay, yeah. You would say it even earlier. That's why you came.
I would have said it.
Even earlier.
Way earlier.
Way earlier. And I let it. I let it a lot, and then and I felt your energy so much too, but I didn't say anything. I felt it too. I was in my zone as well, but I feel really if I would say something, you wouldn't take it serious. So that's why I just don't. You wouldn't.
You would feel unheard.
I would feel unheard. Yeah, I would feel unheard totally.
Yeah.
At the maximum because of your energy, how you came in. I felt everything, but I had to concentrate myself on the food. And then she helped me because she saw it from the outside, and I constantly feel not really like you are there, but still you are, even in the preparation you were there, but with a little how I can tell, like you want to, you somehow you want this information, but somehow not really from, I feel like it's not from me, or
I don't think it's personal.
Okay.
Because I've felt it as well.
Okay.
I think it is more of it's ego.
It's like it's slightly like a resentment, like I feel this
I think
so
it's
much.
something with being told information, where you're like, there's some resistance there.
Yeah.
But what is that though?
Totally normal.
It is normal.
Yeah.
It's just something we all have to like
Absolutely.
work through.
Exactly. To be in that position.
So then why don't I mind information from books?
Because it's your choice. Because you're going to it to get it.
Yeah, you're in control.
Instead of someone saying, like I've said before, like how to correctly wash dishes here, and it was like, woof. I'm not gonna have you tell me how to wash dishes, and I was like,
But Stefan, were you? I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Were you initially upset before even walking into the kitchen when you realized they were cooking that tempeh?
No.
You weren't.
No, I did walk from just being with my energy on the beach into
a lot of
a
energy.
storm.
Yeah.
It was a lot of energy for sure.
It was
So you weren't upset at all that they were already preparing it. Okay.
I think it was
thought
walking into being like with yourself, and then walking into this high energy, and you probably felt already when you walked in her energy of being overwhelmed.
Yeah, you was
And then it just all went boom, 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 boom. This is why it's so important for us to use our voice,
Exactly.
and for us to have our boundaries and to be aware of other people's boundaries. Being able to read a room is crucial to how we show up for ourselves. That way we can show up for others. To be able to walk into the temple, and I have to do this every day. I see y'all, and to examine, where are y'all? Where are you? How do I'm gonna remain in my neutrality, but how are you to where I approach you, and if I do,
Sarah,
And
that's
so-
really important for you.
Girl, she's my mentor for a reason.
Just quickly, I just need to admit something. I feel like I'm on tippy toes when I ask for you to do anything. Like, just feel like I'm on tippy toes basically. But I just wanted to admit that. I can't think of the circumstance. I just feel so nervous saying it. I'm just like, it's just so hard to say it, but I have to say it because I have to be honest with you. Let it out.
Is that my problem or yours?
It's nobody's problem. It's everyone's awareness. To receive from someone feedback is something we should definitely accept and go, is this how I present myself to people? And then for her to go, why do I feel like I have to tiptoe around someone? And what am I? Is that my mirror that says that I don't know how to just verbalize what I need and say, it's a healthy boundary for both of you.
Well, I also feel the same, that I don't want to ask things of you, at least because it would be like quite often. Like, for example, just closing my door to my cabina when you went to go use the bathroom, you didn't close the door, and that's like many times.
Yeah, but from my perspective, on you saying telling me what to do in a certain situation, I
It's
think
like a
you're very
request, right?
I think you're so confident and forward in telling me what to do. But as soon as I say one thing, it's like end of the world.
Okay, but acknowledge what feedback.
Yeah, I want to be acknowledged.
But on the door, I get it. Like, I get it so much. The mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But what I will say, the only reason why I have is because when I come in your room and I try to get the cake and water, I have like a cup in my hand, this in my hand, and I go in, and then I have like no hands to like close the door behind me. So then I would have to put that's the only reason why I haven't shut the door. But now I know to put it down and then shut the door and then go.
But this is also, we could dissect this down to the fact that you brought a machine here that you said everybody can use, and it's in your space. And how is this affecting you?
Yeah.
Was this the best idea?
I just want my door closed.
I know,
I don't
but then
mind
you
it
have
in
to
a TV.
expect others
Yeah.
to treat your space as you would. And this is something that, this is part of the process of like, man, this is living with others. It gets messy, and you know, there are other choices we have in it as well, which is drink from the blue thing unless I'm here and I can get the water, and then you don't have to worry about someone leaving your door open, right?
I don't want to limit people from getting condom or whatever. You know, I
Okay.
just really don't mind that much. It's just
If that's not a big deal, then why is it a big deal that she leaves your door open?
because I don't want bugs getting in.
I know. So you have to make choices. You have to decide where your boundaries are. Are the boundaries, would you rather essentially complain to someone that they're continuously doing something that you've asked them to do that they're not doing? Or would you rather come up with another solution, which is like, here's 2 pitchers of Kangen water. If I'm not in my room, you have these, or you have the other water. That's it.
That's a good solution.
That way you don't have this repetitive conversation. And then people have to honor
I'd
that.
rather not have that because I feel like a dick just to bring it up.
Right. And well, more importantly, whenever it happens and you walk up to your room and maybe you're at night when you have a lot of mosquitoes and you're thinking, fucking, I wish they would have just closed my door and this wouldn't be happening. This is creating internal dialogue. Whenever we're not speaking and we're not receiving what we need for our boundaries, we have internal dialogue that's disrupting our peace. This is why it's so important to use our voices. And it's so important to have healthy boundaries. Because as soon as it arises, we speak it in neutrality instead of frustration. And then if it's not met, if our boundaries aren't respected, then we come up with a new solution. Okay, the door was open again. I'm sorry, you guys, you can't have Kangen water unless I'm in. Okay. This is where this is the part of acknowledging that there's more than just 2 options, yes or no. There's all of these other solutions that we can create. And that'll really help us have our peace. Peace is important. Like, our peace is so important, and whenever we have internal dialogue of things we wish we would tell people, or we wish situations would have been different, it prevents us from having our embodying peace.
No expectations of other people.
Yeah,
As well.
that's true.
All of
You know what?
expectations.
Stefan was, you're talking about the internal dialogue. He was expressing it to me so much.
Right.
To the point where I was doing it every time. I was closing the door. I was making sure, oh shit, I need to close the door. And, I did it. And I have been really aware of it. So, have you noticed that? Have you noticed that I've been aware of it?
Well, the reason why I bring it up is because you just did it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, not even an hour ago.
Had the cake of water in my hand again.
Well, just use the back of your foot.
Amazing.
You could, literally.
True.
Yeah.
But your door is so rigid. What's happened to it? There's something really wrong with this door. It's like, it's a hassle to it.
I looked at it today and it was completely fine.
Oh my god. You put it together completely fine.
Yeah, he said the same thing and I went and checked it out and there was no problem.
No.
You guys are funny.
Because Did you have this problem with this door? Where you try and shut it and it takes like, you got to keep on going like this. Yeah.
Maybe it's
One of the
maybe
bamboo
it's using
things,
force instead of finding another solution.
Yeah, maybe, but I've tried so many times. But yeah, I
But
would
this was
try
the outside
next
door,
one.
which goes in and out nice and
Oh, that one's
easy.
easy. I'm talking about the mosquito door.
Yeah, the mosquito.
That's the only one I'm talking about. But the other doors are graceful.
This is how we suffer when we expect things from people. We put responsibilities on other people.
And when we're not finding solutions to remedy our healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
That's part of the program, though. The program said yes and no. You can do that and you can do this. There's no in between. So we have to unlearn those things and we have to be problem solver.
I love solutions. What's the solution to this then?
To the situation?
Yeah, to this
So
door situation, because I can't, like, one more door, the word door,
I would say for me, if it were me and I were Stefan, I would say, you can get water when I'm here,
Yeah.
and that's your water until I get back. And then,
Cool. That makes sense.
but I take my personal space very seriously, and I'm aware of a lot of things, you know, and so for me, going in and out of my door would mean my dogs can get out, and then I have to worry about that, and I don't want to worry about that. So what I do instead, I say, don't go in and out of my house if I'm not home. You know, and with Radha, I still ask her, did you lock the door? You know? So there's solutions, because that's not the only water source, you know?
Sure.
There's water here, so maybe use it more as fill up some water.
Oh, I'm doing that now actually. Okay, so I'm drunk again.
Well, yeah, like 2 jugs and then the tea thing.
Yeah.
And then,
And a lot of the water pitchers go towards cooking, and I mean, it's fine, but it's not necessary to cook it.
What is she hearing?
she went with the mission.
They must have so good. Like,
Yeah, we
Really
went,
good
we
hearing.
went so off track though from the original.
Yeah.
That's okay, of course. It's all design. But
Original.
now I have another focus of like, why does Elise feel the need to tiptoe around me and not just speak to me? Because, yeah.
Because you don't receive feedback very well.
Do you know, I'll tell you why. Because whenever I verbalize anything, like really like, you know, tiptoe vibe, whenever I do that, I can just feel your energy. I can just feel the energy of, no.
Resistance.
I'm disgusted. I do not want to participate in that.
Doesn't the energy begin with you, though? Doesn't the energy begin
Well,
with
what
the person
happens
and
is
their
whenever we get
expectations?
resistance from people, whenever we are speaking our truths or requests, and we get resistance, we begin creating stories in our head that say, if I go and talk to this person, then I'm going to get resistance. And so she begins creating this.
Yeah,
you begin creating his response to you, because instead of
Absolutely.
in that moment going, okay, maybe I need to try a new approach with this. And then your approach, and then you can try a new approach, and if a new approach doesn't work, then you have a conversation with him and say, I feel, not you make me feel, I feel whenever I present something to you, or I have a request of you, that you are immediately resistant towards it. Am I feeling this correctly, and can we resolve it?
And most of the time, they're incorrect feelings.
They are
we
our
make things up in our
personal
head. So
feelings.
at any moment y'all feel a type of way about each other, just communicate it.
Yeah.
Me and
This is
Radha
what
went
I've
through
struggled with
this
as well.
so
So
many
I think,
times.
oh god, if I start communicating about this, I'll get resistance
Yeah,
again.
you guys bubble
So you're
it,
making
up,
it up.
and then you
You're
just explode on
creating
each other.
that as your story, and so it happens.
Yes, but what about energy? Because isn't that real?
But you're carrying the energy of the fear of the resistance. So you know, inside of you, you already have this fear of the resistance with him, so you hold the energy of it.
Yes. What it
And
is.
so you present it to him, then you vibe off each other's
But then
energy.
what if I see it in him? What if I then go so confidently, please do this, and then I feel this horrible, like not horrible, when I feel this really strong energy, is that then me making stories, or is that real?
It could be both. But remember, everyone is just a mirror of us. So if I'm in complete neutrality and I go up to you and I say, Elise, I need you to take your flip-flops out of my house that have been there for weeks.
That's actually true as well,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
true.
I'm wondering where my flip-flops are. Oh my god.
Then I would be, then if I came up to you and I was like, God, how does she not know that her flip-flops have been in my house? I mean, do you not wear your flip-flops? You're just going to leave your shit everywhere? And then I'm like, can you please get the flip-flops? And it would be like,
That's not neutral.
that's not neutral. But it's simply a request.
Yeah.
Like I did with this person today. Could you get your clothes off the dryer? It's not I'm pissed off that your freaking clothes are here and I've had to move them out of my way. These are things that have happened, but I just go, there's other things happening.
Do you know what?
We're not
That's
thinking
the
about
solution there.
this.
That is a solution right there. Is neutral.
It's the neutral.
It always
It's
is
all
neutral.
about
Always
how
be
we
open, yeah.
we hold the power in every situation.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anyone else is less powerful. It means if we're the presenting the information, we should be the neutral power holder,
Yeah.
and everything is going to respond accordingly.
Like how you brought up this
Love it.
conversation. What was your intention with it? I think that's important too, because
Okay.
you guys are really good at fighting with your ego with each
Yes, I will
other. Like
tell
you
you
brought
what
it
my
up and then
intention
you
was.
walked away. I'm like, why did you do that?
Okay,
What was
this
the
is my
point?
intention.
Yeah.
So I am a person of solutions. I love finding solutions to problems, and like that is why I really wanted to find a resolution today.
Two.
To don't know why you make me laugh. I wanted to make a solution / resolution to the whole situation of me feeling as if I have to tiptoe around you, but it's actually more now I realise with you what you said, which is absolutely a solution, which is being neutral,
Embodying neutrality.
embodying neutrality. And what was the other one? There was one more thing, and what was it? You said something else.
Well, the communication before you create all the internal
Yes,
dialogue
yeah.
and
Yes,
you speak.
communication and being neutral as I communicate.
Yeah.
Because if I'm then attaching to all these different emotions and creating all these stories, then it just gets to this level, and then it's just
And remember, he doesn't make you feel anyway.
yes,
You decide to feel
Yeah.
that you have to tiptoe.
yeah.
That's your decision.
Yeah.
So where is that coming from? What place inside of me do I feel this way and why? And it doesn't just stem from Stefan. He's just simply your mirror right now. Where else in your life has it been this way, and how are we going to find our contribution to the situations that we're in where we feel this way?
Right, I'm really thinking about this right now, the tiptoeing thing, because this is really huge. You can speak while I say. Sorry. I just want to think. You don't have to speak, I just want to think.
Speak now.
You may
Someone
speak.
just take over.
Speak, I just
Now,
want
or
to
you,
speak to hear you.
there's just one mistake. Speak now, or you will.
Forever hold your peace.
Forever hold your peace.
Exactly. So I was feeling this too, or even in the where we prepared the food in the afternoon. I felt that I was still happy, but I felt it so much. And I was just observing it. I didn't take it personally. I felt the energy, and then at some point, Stefan went to the beach, and I just let it. And I feel that I just leave it like this. I just I felt it, but I was not. I feel that I don't know when is the right time to.
I just honestly don't see where you're noticing the resistance, because I just thought we were having a grand old time learning this.
We are.
Like-
we are still.
We are still.
It's
Well,
just either
yeah,
there is
but-
a
I think he meant learning about the food, right?
Oh, the food.
It's the food.
Oh, he said a grand old time. I thought
Learning
he meant
about-
in general since we've been here.
No, they were talking about the preparation
Just the
of the
food,
tempeh
yeah.
today.
No, I like slightly. It was not immense, but there's like this.
No.
You
And
Like,
okay,
I just
so
don't-
this is a good reflection too,
maybe.
for you to feel because of a pattern of feeling maybe unheard.
No, I think the mother pattern was,
The what?
you know, the mother thing that you spoke about. I don't know if you told Sha about that. Because did you have a deep thing about that, or was that just a passing thought? The mother thing.
And I'm not saying this is invalid, but it's also good to to recognize, like, why am I seeing this in someone? You know, where does this reflect in me that I feel like he's not listening to me, or that he doesn't actually want to be here, doesn't want to learn, you know?
Maybe it's you not wanting to teach and you're just teaching just to be nice, right? Because you have expressed that you don't enjoy really teaching. You've said it multiple times.
Actually,
It's just an idea.
no, I think it's really the
Mother thing.
no. I deeply feel the resentment or the resistance. Is it the right word? Resistance. And then I feel that why I should. This is really tricky because somehow you really want it, and then there is this slightly. This is not like really strong. This is why it's so tricky because you want it at some point, but then I don't know. This is what I meant with maybe it's not just me or because I'm not I think a degree. I don't have a degree of a chef, so you don't take me.
No,
Really,
that's not it.
you don't really.
No.
I don't know.
Is it? I think you're saying that like he wants to learn, then there's a part of him that doesn't want to learn. Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's like yes, but
I think it's I want to learn, but there's a resistance
Maybe
to
a
being
lack of commitment.
told what to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is what I feel.
That's what it is.
Somehow, so it's not a big pleasure or joy, you know, because then I feel unheard. This is my pattern. So I wonder why I should teach you, and that this is my resistance then. Then I feel like, okay, I feel unheard, so it's actually, you don't take me serious then, you know.
Like, are you going to take this information and you're going to cook the next tempeh for us because now you know? Or am I just going to have to be in here again cooking the food that you bought?
Exactly. Or when I taught you how to cut the mango, and then you know, it was like, okay, even for the first time, remember? And then the next time you didn't, like I had to show you again, and I was like, okay, you know.
I just forgot what fruit it goes to. Because I cut an avocado or something like that.
Okay, I
Yeah.
don't want to
I'll
dissect.
accept the fruit.
There's a disconnect. That's all it. It's
There's
all
a
it is.
disconnect
There's a disconnect,
that I feel-
and you get to examine it. You get to examine it.
And then communicate in the moment
Yeah.
instead of, because what can happen very easily from this is
Yeah.
you stay away from each other so that you don't have to face it. So what we need to do is you need to keep facing each other over and over and over.
Yeah.
You have to go into the fire
Yep.
to learn how to
Yeah.
be the fire worker.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to manipulate the fire. You have to keep going into it until there is no more fire.
Yeah, because I haven't seen you for the past 2 days, I don't think. 'Cause I don't know where you. Oh, you've been at the beach for 2 days. That's what it is. But
So
then
what?
I get home.
Our sensitivities, we have to keep going to them, and we have to keep going to the people that
Yeah.
create the sensitivity, where we have the sensitivity with.
Yeah.
This is how we
Now I have
feel.
thoughts in my mind of just the people I'm encountering. You two, it's just like nothing's really said to me, like what actual thoughts are. It's like there's just so much unsaid.
Okay, Carolina, have we said this before of the whole, we get afraid to ask Stefan to do things because we feel like he'll have this resistance of don't tell me what to do. Because I swear, Cheryl, we've had this conversation before.
Well, we did have this conversation
We did.
with with going to yoga.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The resistance.
Oh yeah. Don't tell me
So
what
look
to
at
do.
that.
That's what it was.
Just look at that. Just look at that. How people are perceiving us. It's not our problem how people perceive it, but it's important for us to be able to grow. What am I reflecting out? Like, what is my energy sharing with people? You know, mine used to be everyone was extremely intimidated by me. Nobody wanted to talk to me, and I was like, good. But I had to look at that and be like, wow, what energy am I giving that makes people literally not want to come around me? My hairstylists were so afraid to talk to me about anything. Like, they'd have to go to the other stylist who'd been around the longest and be like, would you please ask her about da-da-da-da? And I'm like, why don't they talk to me? And they're like, because they're scared of you.
Wow.
And I was like, why? Obviously, because I was rigid and cold, you know?
But do
So-
you know that at the time? You didn't.
I knew that I had
These
a
kind
lot
of
of walls up.
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't want a bunch of, what in my mind, my judgment was, I don't want a bunch of bratty bitches